What a wild year it's been for the world. I hope you're all doing better mentally and emotionally these days. Remember that no matter how hopeless or chaotic things might get, God is always in control. He's heard your prayers and He knows what He's doing. Just trust His process. Now, let's get started. This is the third part of the Designing My Hooga Home series. Everything featured in this video is linked in my description below. When I thought about the factors that make for a cozy and peaceful home, the common denominator was always intentionality. It takes a lot of work to create a cozy home, and it takes facing adversity in order to make a peaceful space. Over the weekend, I heard Pastor Anthony Miller say that there's a difference between peacekeeping and peacemaking. As Christians, we're called to be peacemakers, and the element of peace often comes right after or right in the middle of a storm. People don't usually crave peace until they know the misery of living without it. So, in order to create a hooga home that's full of peace, harmony, and coziness, we must be intentional with putting in the physical and emotional work to make it happen. And most of the time, tackling adversity head-on can be very triggering and exhausting. But trust me, the work is always worth it. One blind spot that I've always had as a home stylist is that I tended to prefer form over function. This is why it took me so long in my career to fully embrace minimalism. The truth is that busy-looking spaces with a lot of beautiful, impractical decor tend to perform better on Instagram. People love looking at photos of spectacular homes filled with impractical, creative decor. So for the longest time, I felt like in order to succeed in my niche, I needed to make sure that my home was beautiful, not functional. And as a result, I felt like my home was my work studio, not a sanctuary where I can wind down and relax. It's funny how prioritizing form over function can have such unfortunate consequences. I can't help but think about the current state of my country and the civil unrest that we're experiencing right now. Centuries of pain and violence inflicted on Black bodies finally culminated in a passionate, modern-day civil rights movement. America prides itself in being the greatest country in the world, and it has its brilliant and excellent achievements to prove it. However, we can boast about our form all day long, but with our own people being treated with violence and being born with social disadvantages just because of the color of our skin, we have to rethink our functionality. In a book called Between the World and Me, Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote, "America makes no claim to the banal. America believes itself exceptional, the greatest and noblest nation ever to exist, a lone champion standing between the white city of democracy and the terrorists, despots, barbarians, and other enemies of civilization. One cannot at once claim to be superhuman and then plead mortal error." I propose to take our countrymen's claims of American exceptionalism seriously, which is to say, I propose subjecting our country to an exceptional moral standard. This is difficult because there exists all around us an apparatus urging us to accept American innocence at face value and not to inquire too much. Some of you might be thinking, why is she talking about politics and racism when I'm here to watch a video about furniture? And to that I say, welcome to my channel, where every video is a devotional video, even though it shows the day-to-day of my life. Because whether I'm eating or sleeping, styling my home or gardening, I do it all for the glory of God. And this time, as I prepared to talk about how to design a Hooga home, I was led to talk about my greater home, my country. In this greater home of mine, I have brothers and sisters of all ethnicities. And we each play our part to try to make our home not only beautiful, but functional. So when there is dysfunction, it's not just on one of us to fix it, but on all of us. We are called to be peacemakers, warriors of peace against the waves of adversity. We need to brave the discomfort, the exhaustion, and the inconvenience to make way for a truly functional, peaceful, and cozy home for us all.